Hello guys, and welcome to episode number 41, where we will be solving 5 more SQL problems. This time, 2 of them are going to be from Apple and the other one from other companies. So let's get started right here with problem number 1. We have to count the number of user events performed by this filter, MacBook users. We have to output the result being the count along with event name. So we have to output 2 columns and we have 1 filter so far. Then we have to sort the count here, basically in descending order. So let's get started. This looks pretty easy. We have to count number of events. Event type, event name, probably event name, right? We have to do a count actually. Count distinct event name. We're going to count in number of events. And now we need to put our filter where? MacBook Pro users. It's probably device. So if we look in the table here at device, it seems MacBook Pro. This is how they write it. So we're going to say device equals with this. And I think that should, we have to order by number of events descending. That should be the final solution. We have to output result event name. So we just outputted a result. Now we need the event name as well. And we need to do a group by then. So we're going to say group by event name. For every event name right here, we want to show the number of events with this filter ordered like that. My bad guys, here I misunderstood the table. We have to actually count every row because one row is one event. And there we go. That's the final answer. So one here, we cannot use distinct event names because the table is called playbook events right here. So one row is one event and we have to count all of the rows as number of events. So this would be the final answer. We're going to have a quick recap here. For every event name, we want to show the count of all of the rows and only where the device is MacBook Pro. And lastly, we want to order the results based on the number of events in descending order right here. Problem number 2, this one's still from Apple. For each platform, group by per platform, there calculate number of users. We have to calculate number of users. This could be count or sum. Consider unique users and not individual sessions. So we have to count the distinct users. We have to output name platform with number of users. We have to output 2 columns. We have no filters. We can just have 1 group by. So let's get started right here. For every platform, let's write that part. For every group by platform, we wrote our for every part here. Now we want to count the distinct user IDs. We're going to say number of users, and that should be actually the final solution. And there it is. So quick recap. For every platform right here, we want to count all the different users. Problem number 3. This one is from Postmates. How many customers placed an order? This sounds like a filter. And what is the average order amount? We have to aggregate here the order amount, the average, and here we have to count the customers. And place an order sounds like a filter. They have to have at least 1 order. How many customers? We have to do a count customer. Now if you look down here, we have customer ID. And for the average order amount, we're just going to use the amount. So we're going to say how many customers, most likely distinct customers. Customer ID, we're going to say number of customers. And then we have our sum amount as total. No, actually we have to do in average, my bad. Average amount. And actually we don't have to check for placed an order as a filter because the table is called orders. So if someone didn't place an order, they wouldn't even be in the data set. And there we go. That would be our answer. 5 customers and the average amount is 139. Problem number 4. This one is from probably Virgin Airlines. How many different origin airports exist? Origin airports. That's it. That sounds very easy. We just have to say count distinct origin airports. Probably this one. Different airports. Yep, that was it. That was not so too exciting. Not much explanation here. We just count a distinct count on a column. That's it. Let's just move on to the next one. Problem number 5. This looks a bit longer. This one is from Whole Foods Market. So let's see if this one is more interesting. We have to find the number of unique transactions. So here we have a distinct count, most likely. Total sales. Here probably we have a sum or a count. Usually a sum for each product category in 2017. Okay, this is more interesting. We have a distinct count. Here we probably have a sum. For each we have a group by for these categories. And the filter is 2017. Now we have to output product categories, number of transactions, total sales, and probably total sales in descending order. So we have 3 columns with the last one in descending order. The sales column represents the total cost paid for the product. No additional calculation need to be done. Only include product categories that have products sold. Okay, this is even more interesting. Only include product categories. So we have to, on this, basically on the count of transactions for each product category, we also have to filter that they have at least more than 0 products sold. So this is a little bit more interesting for sure. So let's get started here. Transaction. First, let's see what we have to output. Actually, let's look at the data. Oh, actually, we even have 2 tables. We have one with products. We have one with transactions. Well, clearly we have to do, based on this, we have to do an inner join, clearly. So we're just going to do that first. From transactions A, inner join WFM products B. And we're going to say on A.product ID equals B.product ID. Now let's write our filters. We have year 2017, where in the year is right here. This is the only date time field. And we only need the year. So we're going to say year of, and the transactions is part of the A table, where year of transaction date equals to 2017. Now that our filter is done there, we need to focus. Let's do the for each. So for each product category, let's actually see product category. We have it right here. So we have to do a group by on this one. And this is part of the B table. The products is the B table. So we're going to say B.product category. And because we have to do a group by, we're going to put it down here. For every product category, now we have to say number of unique transactions. That is definitely a count. And unique transactions would be based on transaction ID. And transactions is in the A table. So we're going to count the transaction ID from the A table. And we're going to call it number of transactions. Lastly, we have to do a total sales. Now, where do we find sales? Sales, we have it still in the A table. And this is a sum of A.sales. We're going to call it total sales. Now, because the sales is, and here as well, transaction ID, they are not in both tables, we don't really have to specify A dot, but it's just easier to read. When someone new or you come back to the code, it's much easier to see, oh, it's in the A table. What's the A table? This is the table. Much easier to figure stuff out. All right, so we did most of it. What we have to do left is this part. Only include, we have to do the order by. Let's do order by total sales descending. And the last part is only include product categories that have products sold. Now, products sold clearly means transactions, or you could say by sales, but we're just going to use transactions. And since we do the count of them, we want to make sure that there exists at least one. So we're going to say the number of transactions, having number of transactions more than 0. And this should be the final answer. Oh, my bad, guys. Here we have to do distinct. It even mentions here, find the number unique transactions. Unique, which means we have to use distinct here. So let's check out this solution. And there we go. That's the final answer right there. So this was quite a lot in this one, but this is a great example of a real life scenario. So let's break it down. Let me write these a little bit more, a little bit cleaner. There we go. Quick recap here. We want for every product category right here, for every, we want to count the number of different transactions and the sum of sales for every product category. Right here, down here, we are inner joining them based on the product ID. That is the common key. Our filter is the year of transaction date to be 2017. And we want only products that have some sales. And the way we're checking for that is for them to have the number of transactions here over 0 basically, which means something at least exists there. And lastly, we want to order the results based on total sales descending. So that was it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoy these types of problems, I highly encourage you to join the StrataScratch community. Consider using the affiliate link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.